بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين نبينا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحابته أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. My name is Ustad Abdullah bin Hamid Ali, the founder of Lamppost Productions and the Lamppost Education Initiative, and also, as some of you know, full-time lecturer at Zaytuna College. Today, I come to you with an appeal. This particular appeal is an appeal for monthly donors to support the Lamppost Education Initiative. What we are offering is the opportunity for you to gain access to all of our online offerings by becoming a monthly donor. A minimum of $10 a month. You can give as much as you want beyond that, but even if you can afford $10 a month, we would like to provide you with the access, the opportunity to access our online offerings. In the Western tradition, there's a man by the name of John Amos Comenius, and he's considered to be the father of modern education. And the reason he's considered to be the father of modern education, or amongst the reasons he's considered to be the father of modern education, is that he himself was the first to express the belief in what we call universal education, or the right of education of every individual, man, woman, and child, the rich and the poor. And that was during the 17th century. About 600 years before that, in North Africa, a man known as Abul Hassan Ali ibn Muhammad al-Qabisi expressed a similar sentiment in that he himself expressed that the government, Muslim governments, had the obligation to provide education to all of its citizens. Prior to that, Muslims, scholars did not necessarily express such beliefs, even though there was a general belief that it was an obligation upon Muslims to seek knowledge. But never had it been expressed that it is an obligation of the government to provide that particular type of education to all of its citizens. At any rate, those things taken into consideration, time had passed, as we know, and educational institutions have been built, and they were funded by the donors or the people of goodwill in the Muslim community. And often it looked so much that it was such a great and such a charitable type of situation that even the teachers were looked upon as being individuals who are giving freely of themselves, even though often they were freely given of themselves and did not expect return, any financial return. But when you have the governments and you have people of goodwill giving to those teachers, those educators, to support themselves, this is how it became easy for them to provide these type of services to the community. And so in my experience, I found that some Muslims feel that that Islamic education should be free, and so when they have been offered the free education, in my experience, many of the same people who complain about education costing too much money have not been able to show up, or have not shown up to actually take advantage of that education. And in other times, when we offered education and charged people for that education, that the number of people who would come and attend those, would grow, and then, of course, there are always going to be those who complain, even in spite of that. But in any particular situation, when it looks like something is free, it's ultimately not free. In the Muslim world, education is free, because the government pays a salary of the teachers at the universities and other places. That's why it has the semblance and appearance of free. In America, the institutions in America, when we look at the endowments of the different universities, you find that the endowments are in the billions of dollars of the major universities. And so in education, the focus on education is a clear sign of the amount of or the defining character of the civilization for which that education has been provided for. So if you're investing a lot in education, then you'll see that those particular type of societies are the more progressive and the more advanced of societies. But if you're not providing or investing a lot in education, then you remain as a backwards and underdeveloped society, as we have seen throughout the world, and also in many different communities. The less educated are usually those who are left off financially and morally. And so everyone needs education. And we believe that that education is at the root or the foundation of the development and the upliftment of any particular community. Now, every community and every person doesn't require the same type of education, but some people might require a moral education. Some might require, sort of a intellectual, exponential education, But at any rate, that education can solve the problems of society. And so we believe that at Lamppost. We believe that education can resolve our problems. And so we hope that you will be amongst those generous people who will help us to achieve these goals of education of our community, that we are a particular organization, that we are not simply focused on the classical teachings or in the classical curriculum, but we're also involved with those type of things, those type of studies which are related to everyday life of the Muslim. So when you look at our titles, things such as Islam and race, you look at titles like, fundamental Maliki jurisprudence, look at our titles such as demystifying Sharia law. You see that there is both something of the past and something of the present. Islam, sex education, and sexual ethics is another example of that. But we also have Islam and marriage and divorce. We have our normal Islamic curriculum, books, classes on theology, classes on ethics and on theodicy and other things like that. But we also have enough for the modern world as well. And that's one of the things that makes us special, and that we are willing to do both the old and the new and handle them. And we have a very good cadre of teachers and lecturers. I'm one of the main lecturers, as you know, but also people like you find Dr. Jackson, Sherman Jackson, Dr. Khalid Blankenship. We've also done courses with Sheikh Ubaidullah Evans and Muhammad Mendez. And inshallah, the list will continue to grow. So we ask that you support us. Again, monthly donation. A minimum of $10. You can give $10 and you can have access to all of our offerings. We hope you can give more than that, inshallah. But if you can't, you'll still get the return, inshallah. And so hopefully that'll be our way of giving back to the community, both the rich and the poor, both the financially advantaged and the financially hampered. And so we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and help you to continue to help us and to also to help yourselves. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.